Hey, it's me, it's Brand T here with the Painting with Magic show. And today I thought we'd go home to Kentucky. Today I'm going to paint a little scene that is, bringing back a lot of memories for me as a kid, because I go here all the time for family reunions and fishing and things like that, picnics with the families. And I'm painting Natural Bridge today. It's a Kentucky state park, and it's just a beautiful natural bridge. You can look it up on, you can Google it, Natural Bridge in Kentucky, and you'll be able to see this beautiful bridge. You can actually walk right across this bridge. It's just massive, it's huge. So let me paint that. What I have here is a 16x20 canvas, my normal size canvas. You can pick them up at about any art supply store. And I put Amazing White on top of that. That's my signature white medium that I developed. That gives me very good grip on the canvas. And today the paint I'm using is the Grimbacher pre-tested paint, and the colors I'm using are actually in a kit that I'm going to be giving away. And so I thought on the show real quickly, I'm on here, that I show you this little beautiful kit you want to be able to get a chance to win. This is an amazing kit. We're going to use it today on today's show and many future shows as well. I even have some bigger tubes over here of different colors. But this is going to be a giveaway set. I get so many questions on this particular set. So many beginners contact me, and really this is a fantastic set for anybody to get your feet wet with colors. So this will be a giveaway soon, and we'll go ahead and start this painting up. So I'm going to use my 2-inch landscape brush, my signature brushes, which you can find on my website at brandthomasart.com, and any purchase on there helps continue these shows and helps me continue helping you. And they're fantastic brushes. You get a great product. So we're going to go up here, and I don't want much of a sky. It's a Stalo Blue. It comes in that set. And let's put a little bit up here. Just a tiny little bit. Not too much. I'm using X stroke, but I'm doing it this way because I want to control how much I put on the canvas today. So a little bit. It's a super strong color because it's got a lot of pigment in it. And then we'll just come back in here. Hit it again. Now, I want to take a 1-inch brush. It's a fantastic little 1-inch brush. And I'm going to do circles right underneath it. I don't want much of a sky because I want some distance today. Just a 1-inch landscape brush. Little circles. And this will kind of give me some clouds movement back here as well, without having to do anything, but just circles. As easy as you can do it. Okay. It's good. Now I might even just take my old Hake brush. It's a super soft brush. I'm just going to softly blend it back. Alright. So now we got the sky here, very distant sky. We need to put some old mountains in there, some old Appalachian mountains. And it's very easy to do that. So take a little bit of black, touch the blue, some brown, and some phthalo green, some white. Okay, then I want a little more titanium white because I want to put some layers in there. And then I want to reach down here and grab a little of this yellow. Depending on what time of year you're going for, if you're going for the summertime, you want to give it a little green shade. If you're going into the fall or so, give it a little bit of a brown shade. So I'm going to kind of go up here, see what color I'm at here. I want to go lighter. So I'll take a little more white, mix it in there. Okay, so now I'm just tapping, but I want to give myself an idea, show you kind of where I'm going with this one. There's a mountain, and then we'll have another mountain. It kind of does that, creates those valleys and shapes. I'm taking this brush, I'm holding it flat against it, and I'm just giving it a tap, and I'm moving the brush up to give me some tree detail, some texture. Keeping the brush flat and just moving it up a little bit. Not too much, just a little bit. Okay. So you can go as light or as dark as you want. So you can put 2 or 3 layers in here. I'm just going to put a few. And there's all going around. So we'll go up this way with this one. So it kind of looks like it's bumpy, 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 goes off the canvas. You always want to end it off on a high note. So you want to go up, make it high. And then it brings it down into it, because it makes the eye flow easier on your canvas. And then down here at the bottom, I don't really care about it. I just want to fill it up. And I'll just grab the old 1-inch landscape brush to do that with. And I'm also going to create mist at the same time underneath this one. But this is a beautiful area. If you're ever in the Kentucky area, you check out Natural Bridge. It's fantastic. Okay, and so that's going to give me a misty effect to it. I can even go a step farther and grab a touch of titanium white on the old hake brush. There's a touch of blue on there from the sky, but I'm not really worried about it. I can soften it down even more. Okay, and now we want to go darker on this one. So we're going to go back to that darker color. We're taking more brown to that. A little bit more of the phthalo green, blue, some yellow, more brown. So I've got very little color on this palette right now, very little. So I'll kind of test it out and see where I'm at. I want it to be a little grayer, so I'll have a little more black in it. Okay, that's about the color I want. So I'm going to do this first. Yeah. Then back again, holding the brush flat. Then move it out. But you want to keep your brush kind of straight when you're doing this one. And there's easier ways to do this. It's just a little more of a detailed way to do it. If you want to make those stand out a little more, I want to add a little darkness right here so we can see there it's different. Then again, I'm going to just clean off the brush by just rubbing off some color on here, grabbing that 1-inch brush and then tapping it. And then giving it a little swirl. It tones down the color. Now there's an easier way to do it. You can do it with the 1-inch or 2-inch brush if you want to do an easier method. But this way it gives you a little more practice with the filbert brush. Alright, now I'm going to show you something here that's even going to be which makes this brush special. This is a 2-inch hake brush. And so I'm going to blend this back just a little bit. No pressure on it. See, I messed it up right there a little bit, but we can fix that. I got a little too much pressure there. And so what I will do, I'll take a clean one and I'll blend it down a little bit and kind of pull it in. Okay, that easy. Fix it. So if you mess yours up, it's easy to fix it. Just clean your brush off. Make sure it's dry. I always recommend a couple of each brush because it's nice to be able to work with a clean brush by just a dry clean brush. So in case you have a little mess up. But those are in distance now. In the distance. I'm going to take this brush. It's got a little color on it. I'm just going to put some background noise in here. I'm not reloading it or anything. Just whatever's on the brush. It's kind of dirty. I might even just take a touch of that lighter tone we had back here, just a touch of it. So I'm going to give myself some background noise now, because you need some stuff back here, because it's the woods back there. You're nothing but the woods. There's a nice little trail you can take going up to the bridge. It's a huge trail. And if you're not careful, there's old rattlesnakes and things up through there, so you kind of got to be careful. But they've got a sky lift you can take if you want to do it that way, but we always hiked it because we were cheap. They won't spend $10 on it, but you could look at all the scenery around you as you go. And now that I paint I'm super happy that we walked the trail, because I can go back in memory, and even when we go up there now walking the trail, you see all those trees, and whenever you're an artist, you see nature through a different view. You see it through a different eye as anybody else would. You see the trees totally different than everybody else sees the tree. It's fascinating. If you're, not an artist, you don't understand it. But if you are, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Now I want to start designing my bridge. This is a I painted this one many times. I've done it for projects and art shows and things. This is a super awesome painting for art classes. So I'll take some brown, some burnt umber. I'm gonna go ahead and start laying out my idea of this. I want to, and this brown's gonna pay off here later too, because it's a brown bridge anyway. But you don't have to go completely, you don't have to be perfect because it's a natural bridge. Okay, and then it's not very thick there, but it has some length. Cocks over, goes over. See, I got a different way. Okay, it's not completely perfect because it's a natural bridge, right? So now I got my idea laid out. It's going to be cut off. It'll cut off probably about right through here. That's where about how big this bridge will be. Okay, it's easy to draw that out, and this is a great one to do because students that want to paint big old bridges can do it now because it doesn't have to be perfect. But you can look the trail up to this on YouTube. There's many videos on this particular bridge. So it's filling it up now, so you kind of get an idea of the walk and how it is underneath it. Because you walk underneath the bridge, there's trails going both sides. You walk underneath it, and there's a little small skinny thing you walk up behind it. They call it Fat Man Squeeze because it's real skinny, and if you're claustrophobic, you better run through it because it's really kind of creepy now that you think about it. But if you watch some of those, look it up on YouTube, this bridge, you'll be able to kind of see how it is walking through there. It's pretty cool. Okay, so now I got the basic layout of this. I want to start mixing up some color for my trees now, some more trees. So I want to take my knife. I'm going to take some phthalo green, burnt sienna, burnt umber, alizarin crimson, blue and black. I'm getting a nice color here. It's going to be a nice dark green, but I'm not going to use this dark green in the background here, but let's be in the foreground. And then just split that in half. Take titanium white, mix it with it, and you'll get a nice green. So if you want more brown to it, you can add it to it. Burnt sienna, good to go. Okay, I think that's a good color. I may even add it lighter. See what kind of tone I want. Okay, now I will take my 1-inch landscape brush and I'm just going to tap right into the paint. I'll get a nice texture on here. And it gets right into my brush. My brushes are made really full, but they're very airy as well. It's really a special brush because I can get some great textures and great trees out of this. Look at this tree here. I'm just going to go ahead and tap in a tree. And then we can see it kind of cuts off there, and there's another tree. And then underneath here, we go underneath it. Fill it up down here. There's trees. Textures. Okay. This is not underneath the bridge, this is behind the bridge. So you're looking through the bridge. Here's a nice tree. And then maybe there's another old tree there. So you can shape the tree. Give it a nice shape to the tree. Okay. Give it a good shape. Get into that. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but now I'm taking that same color, and because I smeared this around, I take the same color and I can actually make it dark by tapping and gives it a great amount of layers. Those layers. Same old color, I'm just tapping it now instead of squishing it around. And we'll go back and we'll fix all that bridge up. Okay. Then I'll take some more, a darker color now, but I want to grab a little more white to him because I don't want it too dark right now. And then I'll say there's another tree. This little tree here goes almost to the top. and he'll cut right off right there. Depends how you're looking. Because you walk across this bridge, you go right here, there's a bunch, you can go all the way around through, there's a big cliff you can look off of. You see miles and miles of the forest. Let's go right around this bridge. Before we get here and get all crazy on this bridge, you kind of want to design it, mark it out, because that really helps save you paint and it saves you time by designing it this way. Okay. And now that I got that there, I want to take my liner brush and I'll take some Amazing Clear. It's a non-toxic medium. It's very clear. It's clear as water. And actually done a video we posted of me drinking it, because that's how non-toxic it is. So I'll see there's a tree right there. Now I'm going right inside of this, because I can start below wherever I'm working at and work it out. So when you're doing this, make sure you roll it around to the medium and then roll it pull it out to a point. This brush will do it because it's synthetic bristles, specifically designed a certain way to do that. Okay. So I may even grab a little bit more of the clear. And we can see maybe there's another tree. This is the tops of the tree you're seeing. It ain't the full tree, it's just the tops. So you don't get too crazy. Okay, and all this will be gone. See what you're seeing there? Now you're seeing it that way. It's behind the old thing, and you can just do some things like that. Okay. Now I want to get some details back here, and it's not going to be that hard to do. I'll take another old 1-inch brush. And I'll take some of this yellow. I'll take some of that color. And I'll see how it is. Here, I don't want too much detail back here, but I want enough to speak. Enough to say hello. So I'll grab a little more medium. I've got a little Amazing light to that. I'm just tapping it. I'm just touching the canvas. If you want more detail, you can use a old filbert brush. See that? There's some there. And we can work him all the way down, because again, this is not underneath the bridge, it's behind it. So there's going to be light hitting here. And this bush tree is underneath him. Not underneath it here, but it's below, it's lower. Okay, so we put some nice trees here. So you kind of can see what I'm doing. I want to take and make some lighter color, because I want some not too light, not too bright, light enough to see it, because there's a lot of birch trees and things down there, and maybe there are a couple of birches back here that you can't really see or so. You can see some. I'm not sure if you can see it on camera, but these are little small details that will pay off as you go, because that bridge is pretty tall depending on what angle you're looking at, because it drops off to a hill. It depends on what you're looking at. So I'm going to pull up some things here. Okay. Okay, I like that under the tree there. So now I will take and I'll make my darker stuff down here. I'll take my darker color we mixed up earlier. And we'll just fill this bottom up. You can black. You can smear it on there. You can tap it on there however way you want to go. I'm just going to tap it. It just gives me all these nice textures and everything. So let's keep it by tapping it on. So depending on how you're looking at this bridge, we'll kind of looking at it from an above view here, kind of from that cliff that you go back through here, you walk all the way around. There's a cliff back there. It's kind of the view you're seeing here of this. Because if you was down there, you wouldn't see none of these here. You would see that. You'd be underneath it. Okay, keeping it nice and dark. Black in there. I had too much blue to that time. Okay. So this will give you some great amount of ideas and lessons out of this one, because you can see how we done some misty effects and things. Kind of reloading the brush. Okay, I'm not gonna go right up on there yet because I want to do all my things I need to do to the bridge before I can start lapping it. I need to add a little bit more black to my palette real quick. Color, don't rush it, just keep it going. Don't get frustrated, because you can get frustrated really quickly when you're doing nothing but layers and you'll start getting lazy on it. Now, I'll show you something here. I'm starting in the middle and working out a little bit because I want to keep some of that lighter showing, which I don't think it's going to really matter because I'm going to fill it up anyway with some highlights. So, anyways, now let's see. Let's start working on the bridge first. I'm going to take my palette knife and I'm going to go with some burnt umber. I get a roll of paint around the old edge of the old knife. Okay, let's go up here now. Okay, and I'm going to take the knife and I'm pulling down to get the edge. Get that edge. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and scratch. And I'm going to keep it kind of rough because I want that rough look to it. You probably end up using quite a bit of this paint for it, but because you're using a palette knife, and anytime you're using an old palette knife, you're going to use some paint. Sure got the right burnt umber. I'm just getting a nice roll of paint. Now I'm actually using some pressure on this knife right now because I want to spread the paint out. So normally we say you don't do that with a palette knife, but you're going to put some pressure down right now. Kind of like when you're shaping a mountain, you know you put some pressure down right off the bat. Okay. Now this is where it gets easier. You're going to think this is going to be hard to do, but it's not. Because I want it nice and rough, because it is. I'm using the back side of my knife by just pulling out the paint and then getting a nice roll. Okay, this painting's almost done. It's a very simple picture, but it's very different. And then I'll kind of just come over here and that. Okay, just getting this filled in. And then we can start highlighting this. And we're going to highlight it at this pattern, sideways. A little too much paint there. Scrape it off a little bit. This one get a little too much paint. I don't want too much paint because I know I'm going to have trees there. So. Okay, now I can start doing this pattern here that smooths it out. But I get the paint already in that shape that I need to go. I was taking the knife and we're just going sideways. Taking the blade and just sideways. Okay. Now we get into the highlighting part of this mountain, or this old bridge. I need to make a top color for the walkway, which you're only going to be seeing just a little bit of the walkway, and that's very sliver small. From the side view or the angle view, you would see, and there'd be people hanging out the side of this old bridge. People, you know, walk up across this bridge, and I seen last time I was up there was 2 people swinging off the side of it, upside down. But not too much, just a little bit. You're going to see a touch of this. That's why it's so small right here. Okay. Then I'm going to take some more white because I want it to be a little more certain tone to it. Where you can tell it's the top, but it's not the side. Okay. I want to take some burnt sienna, mix it in there, but it gets a different tone to it. Get a little roll of paint. Then start going sideways with it. See that? Very, very easy to do. No pressure though. And this is just like highlighting the mountain. We're not doing no pressure. We're just letting the paint break as we go this way. See, it's looking kind of the same here. So we'll start changing it up as I go. I'll change it up a little bit over here. Okay, there's nice little breakages and things here. So I'll take some black. Yeah, I'll roll in some black. We can see there's a crack here, or a different chunk of a layer. Okay. And that gives it some a little different. Oh, to the rest of it, don't it? You can see there's some. I'll grab more black. I want some almost pure black here. I'll touch this crack on it. Should show up a little better. Or really a crack, but like a layer of this. Okay. And over here, maybe it's a little bit different tone because to get it to stick out. Run some lines down, run some sideways. You can do something here, run some going down, sideways a little bit. It just gives you more detail into this bridge down a little bit, sideways, down a little bit, and then go sideways again. Interesting to it. Okay. So now what we'll do is we'll start getting these nice and dark liner around the bottom of this. I'm just going to use some black for that. And what that's going to do is give it some depth to the bridge. So while you're not looking, it's got some depth. You need some darkness there. Then I kind of want to go. You want to go all the way around it, just about this far. I'll go over here, just a little about that far. Now I want to make I could split a little bit right here. So something about like that. Hope you can see it, because a lot of times the studio lights glare off this paint and you really can't see some of the details you put into it. So okay. I must took some lighter color. To get something that's going. But you can spend more time on this. You can make some nice little details, some little cracks and things in it if you want to do that. Okay, I think right there I want to stop on this bridge because I'm going over my limit of time. But you can get the basic idea of this bridge. You can take your liner brush, then down some of that black, and then you can come in here and really make some things pop off. Like you can go underneath here as a little something like that. So you can come here and do some details to this bridge. Do whatever you want to do with it, as long as you get that basic shape. You don't have to do this shape. You can make your own natural bridge. But this in here is an actual place that you can visit. You can search it on YouTube and kind of get a virtual tour of it, of how you can literally walk right across this bridge. And I've walked across it many times. So go ahead and clean my brush out. I'm just washing it into the brush system here that I've created. That's, you can find my website. That locks your lid in, so you can don't have to worry about the fumes of the paint there. So now what I'm doing is I'm just touching this, doing some of the cornering. So do I have my texture, then at the base tree. Okay, then I'm gonna do some scratches. Sometimes I like to do fine scratches, so I'll take this knife and I can do this. Okay, something like that. Then I come in here, I can actually give myself a, you can see this, again, the glare of these studio lights sometimes cause problems. So now I want to come here and scratch actually in some. You can scratch it in or you can paint it in. The more layers of paint you add to your painting, the more longer it takes to dry. But also, when you're doing it all wet on wet, it's more paint you gotta go on top of. So if you can grab some details by not adding any paint here, take paint off of it, your paint and things will stick better. So Also gives you some nice little details. Really easy and quickly. Most of these will get covered up, but what does show will make some beautiful details. So now we will start to highlight. And you can use a filbert brush or the 1-inch brush or whatever brush you want to use for whatever you're comfortable with. But I'm also going to use the 1-inch brush because it's quicker, but also depending on what kind of effect I'm trying to get. Now let's add some phthalo green to that and I make a beautiful green. And it's a little amazing when I have to thin it down. And just tap. Now I want a rough looking bushy trees. Some leaf trees here, but because I want a raggedy look or more of a natural look, I'll use my 1-inch brush. Now watch how I'm doing this. I'm taking my time with it and using one corner. Of the brush. I can actually use the whole brush because of how it's designed to make some trees. And there's some trees there. Make sure you leave some of that dark behind it. Just reloading the brush. Now you can do different tones if you want to be like in the fall. You can add some beautiful oranges in here and golden colors, and let's continue highlighting. So you can make it brighter. I kind of added a little more yellow to it to give more of a brighter green. I'm making layers. Remember to make layers. You need the dark in between it to give you those nice beautiful layers. Many people ask me why I design these handles with a flat or a shaped handle to it instead of a round handle that you're more used to using. That's because the round handles always cramped my hands up, and but never really could do a painting at one time sometimes because of the cramping, and I never could really put them under my hands a lot because with this method I could put a bunch of them, I could stack them under my hand. With this method, these big fat shaped square handles, they're more ergonomically designed this way, and I can hold it in my hand, have a good amount of grip on it. There's more surface area to grip with your thumb and your finger to go on, and so you're not going to be cramping up your hand whenever you got a skinny little thin handle. It's just not going to work as good for you. And this way here, professional paintbrushes that's used by people that are professional painting, house painting brushes. They use brushes all day long, and their handles are designed very similar to this. This is a little more different design, but it's very similar. Because you're painting all day long, hands get cramped up. That's why that professional house painting brushes are not made with a skinny little round handle or a peg-shaped handle, because it cramps your hands up. And that's why I didn't design it that way. I design them this certain way so I can paint longer and not get cramps up, and I can put more of my hands at one time. So that's why I designed it that way. So I should answer many questions. So now I'm lighting this up some more so I can make some light shine on this bigger tree here. Hopefully you can see it. Maybe add more medium to get the stick better. You can see that now. Maybe even a little bit touch lighter. Okay, that's a better color. You can have some down here maybe that has a little more of a light smacking on them. There's a touch there. See? Don't do too much, but just a little bit. Just a little bit, kind of where you want more of a area to shine. Maybe right there a little bit. Right down there at the bottom. Okay. And it looks good to me. I want to add maybe a few details at the base to those. Thin down some of this color here. More amazing clear to it. Now I just spin the brush around and then I give it a nice pull and makes it nice and sharp. And that can, if you can see that, it may make it a little lighter for you to see on camera. Okay, those are super nice little details you can add. So, when you do the scratches, a lot of it doesn't come through, but sometimes you can see it enough to kind of give you an idea of where to start at. So you can, most of the time I tell people, you go into darker areas and pull it up a little bit. And that gives you some nice details on these trees. Oh, there. Some back in here. Okay. You don't want to do it too much because it would kind of be a little aggravating to the eye. But sometimes I take my brush and I just touch over them a little bit just to kind of set them into the painting a little bit more. Okay, that does a good job there. Now I kind of want to finish this off with a nice big old tree. And this is a crazy old tree here. Depending on how I want to paint this tree. You can do a lot to it. Now, you can have a tree come out from the side, or you can have a tree come in here. I think I want to do a tree in here. And just let it go out. Make sure you thin your paint. And this is going to give you some fantastic depth now. Depending on how thick you want this tree. If you want it to be a huge tree, you can make it huge, or make it kind of thin. I don't want too big of a tree here. I may add more black to my palette because I want a more of a darker color to it. You can get some very nice details with this particular liner brush. And it does a lot of things that longer haired liner brushes that they do. And longer haired liner brushes are, they're a little bit aggravating to me. I mean, sometimes I like using, I used to like using one, but I kind of like these shorter ones better, because a longer one would flick out a lot of paint. Flick. So if you're doing these trees like this, you look up and you have a bunch of little dots around here. Guys, some longer liner brushes, they splatter a lot, and they're good for some things, but I get more out of this one than I do a longer haired liner brush. So these are a little easier to control as well. So I have questions about that all the time. Should I get a longer liner, or should I use a shorter script liner? And you can see all these fine details you can get with this one. There's a lighter pressure, no pressure at all. As you go, back up. And I use it almost at the butt end of this, is where I hold it at. And it's got a short handle on it. The liner brush you see me use on the shows on here, the green handle, when they had a longer handle, that was just a test brush I was testing. and I decided to go with a shorter handle at the end. But who knows, I may come out with the longer handle too, because a lot of people had questions on that one. But okay. Now if you want to, you can spend all day right here really getting some nice details. But if you're going to cover this up anyway with some, you know, some leaves and things. And don't do all these details, but I can sit here all day and do this tree. But I'm going to stop there, I think, and call that this painting done. But I'm going to throw some black through here. Just kind of give me more of a barky feel to it. Shadows and highlights are very important to a painting if you want to give it a realistic feel, realistic look. Might even add a little bird to this, and I'm going to use some light color for it. I might even throw a little bird up here. 2, 3. You know, you can have one stringing off here. And there. And there we go. And here we go. We have a little touch of fingerprint. I'll take this and I can blend it away with this brush. And there is my picture today. Hope you enjoyed doing this one. It's a lot of fun to do. Not very difficult to do at all. I think you'll really find it really fun to do. So I'm going to sign this painting now. I got a yellowy green color here going on. Okay, and I'll sign this one right here. So you can see the signature on. Okay. Hope you learned a lot today. Hope this helps you with some using the 1-inch brush and different styles you can do. And it's a super fun technique. You can check out my blogs. We posted a ton of little short clips on here on YouTube for the blogs. Like a minute, 2 minutes. Some of them are 53 seconds and shorter, and that's because of the blogs. I kind of showed you a clip to kind of go off of when we do the blogs on our website at brandthomasart.com. So you can check those out. So if you have any further questions, you can check out the blog. You can email me, comment, and things like that. If you want to teach this project in one of your workshops, come and join my team at brandthomasart.com. You'll see Become an Instructor. So if you can become an instructor with us, you can use this in your classroom and use Brand Thomas Art as a big supporter for you. And if you're looking for an instructor, check out brandthomasart.com, and we got some instructors on there you can find, take workshops with across the country and around the world. And this one here is finished finally. So please comment below. Please share these videos. Please subscribe and like. Helps me tremendously. And this one here is ready for the art gallery. So is yours. And I'll see you real soon.